guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Antoinette, a New Zealander living in Germany. And in this video today, I'm going to be talking about some things that you might find pretty confusing if you come to Germany and you're not familiar with the German way of doing things. So looking back now to when I first arrived in Germany, I didn't know anything about life here, what to expect, how things are done in Germany, and I feel like videos like these would have been so helpful for me. I feel like they would have maybe prepared me a little bit more and saved a lot of confusion. Okay, so let's get into it. One of the things that I found so confusing when I first came to Germany was telling the time in Germany, because in Germany they use 24-hour time rather than standard time, which we use in New Zealand. If you're German and you're watching this, you're probably thinking, what? You find 24-hour time confusing? Because it's something so normal here. But to be honest, the only time I had ever come across 24-hour time before coming to Germany was maybe when I was about 11 or 12. In math class in school, we learned about 24-hour time, but it was just something we did really briefly. And I remember thinking, when am I ever going to use this? I thought it was pointless. Little did I know that I was going to be using 24-hour time on a daily basis. So obviously with 24-hour time, 1 o'clock is 13 o'clock, 2 o'clock is 14 o'clock, 3 o'clock is 15 o'clock. And still to this day I get confused with 24-hour time because I grew up with standard time, 2 a.m. to p.m. and for me that's something I don't have to think about, but with 24-hour time I always have to kind of stop and think for a second. Okay, another thing that confused the hell out of me when I first came to Germany and I started learning the German language, that is German counting. Oh my goodness, guys, it is so different to counting in English. So in German, until you get to the 20s, it kind of follows the same format as counting in English. So counting to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And once you get to 20, that's where it all changes. Okay, so for example, 25 in German would be 25. So basically the 2 and the 5 have been just flipped around. So in English it would translate to 52. 20 is 20 and 5 is 5, 25. So it's back to front. Oh my goodness, this was so confusing at the beginning, and I know it's something really simple, you just have to flip the numbers around, it's no big deal, but my brain was kind of stuck in the English way of counting. So every time, I'd go to a shop and they would say that is 25 euros, I would automatically think it was 52. And then I would be thinking, okay, that's really expensive. Why are they charging me 52? Oh, okay, no, it's 25. Okay, another thing that I found very, very confusing when I first came to Germany was the fact that in Germany they drive on the other side of the road. In New Zealand, we drive on the left side of the road. In Germany, they drive on the right side of the road. Now, I don't currently drive in Germany, so I'm always, in the passenger seat or in the back. But it's something for the longest time that I would really, really muddle up. I'd always go to get in the driver's seat instead of the passenger seat. And then in New Zealand, I will get confused again, but in reverse. And it will take me a few weeks to kind of get used to sitting in the right seat in the car. So, and then the same thing happens when I go back to Germany after being in New Zealand. It will take me a while for my brain to adjust. Is there anybody else who has this problem too, or is it just me that mixes this up? Okay, so another thing that I was quite confused about when I first came to Germany was the fact that when it is your birthday in Germany, you are the one that has to bring the cake. And for me, this was such a weird concept. I probably should have saved this for weird things they do in Germany, but this is also something that I found kind of confusing. I first found out about this at German language school. It was my birthday, and I remember my teacher saying that I should bring the cake. And I was thinking, me? I should bring the cake, but it's my birthday, In New Zealand, usually somebody will treat you and maybe, the class will all pitch in and they will, buy a cake, or somebody will bake me a cake because it's my birthday. But in Germany, you are the one that has to bring the cake because it is your birthday. So it's just how they do it in Germany. I still kind of don't understand the concept behind this. So if you're German and you're watching this, maybe you can explain to me why you do this, why the person who's having the birthday has to bring the cake. So something else that I found so confusing when I first started learning the German language was the word bitte. because bitte is used for so many different things. It has so many different meanings. It can mean please, it can mean you're welcome, it can mean here you go when you're handing something over, it can mean may I help you, and it can also mean pardon. So I just never knew when to use the word bitte in German. Right now, obviously, I've been living in Germany for a long time and it just comes quite naturally to me, but when I first started learning German, this was something I had to really think about. Okay guys, that's all I've got for this video. I haven't even touched on the dirty dust topic. I feel like that deserves a whole video. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, then don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, feel free to follow me on Instagram. I post lots of photos of my life here in Germany, and I will see you again really soon. Bye!